The light shall bring victory.
Acolyte of Pain's good on turn 3, I guess. This is a really tough matchup, though.
Is someone injured?
Once upon a time.
Alright, Acolyte draws some cards here. He gets to draw cards off of it too, but his costs mana. Although I guess it's 3 mana for 3 mana. Easy Cthulhu's chosen. Can I Volcano here? I bump in here and then there's 6, 12. And I draw 3 cards off Acolyte. And also just go, I guess just Maelstrom Portal plus Disciple of Cthulhu probably makes more sense. And try to Volcano a Spiteful Summoner or something. Looks like the second Maelstrom Disciple is pretty good here. This time I will play around the Emerald Hive Queen, which I neglected to do last turn. Nothing too scary, please. Okay, so I can clear with a Volcano here if I want. And I probably do want. This one can go face. Volcano, make a totem. See what we can draw into. I mean, this thing has better stats to contest this guy, but feels like nothing I can play into this 5/6 is very good. What if I just play card draw into it? I need to find some of my bigger things. Well, the Devolve is pretty good here, but I doubt it'll be good enough. Okay, that board actually kind of sucks. Let's just give my Cthulhu some stats. Maybe I can draw him next turn. Luckily that deck usually plays like no burst, so I shouldn't be dead this turn. It's a big minion he got there. Alright, I can draw a bunch of cards here, it's probably worth it. Volcano, nice. Hex, even nicer. Definitely better than Devolve. Got a bunch of healing, but I'm not sure how important any of that is. I really just want to find these other cards at the top of my curve. There's Cthulhu. 17 damage, I think I just play it. It's probably going to get mind controlled, but we don't worry about that. Mind control takes his whole turn, and then I can devolve it, and it'll lose most of its stats, I guess. Or I can just throw some Hot Spring Guardians in the way, I'm sure it'll be fine. See what we can draw into. Cold Light Oracle. Cost 0 mana, why not? Can play Grumble here. Don't really see that being too good.
This way.
So definitely want to devolve to get through that. Is that card in his deck on purpose? No, another Spite Historian. So whatever I'm doing, it starts with a devolve. Jesus, Ysera. I'm just gonna play this big guy and try to push some damage, I guess. I don't have any damage left in my deck, so if he has a clear here, I might be in trouble, but like, how does that deck ever clear here? He actually can't even kill my 7/9 on board. Of course he got a Hex off Draconid Operative. Well, Volcano is a clear. I don't feel like I can really do anything along with the Volcano, though. I guess I'm just gonna put stuff on the board.
I must consider.
Please get something terrible. Okay, or literally the best minion you could possibly get. That works too. At least I have a Hex left.
This way.
So do I want to Murmuring Elemental my Beckoner? Surely I want to save the Murmuring Elemental for Vek'lor.
Are you my master?
Hey, I'm threatening lethal. Unless he uses his hero power.
The light has betrayed me.
Okay. My Murmuring Elemental Vek'lor might actually be good enough to get there.
This way. This way.
How does his deck deal with this? Double Duskbreaker. I haven't really been paying that much attention to his Nether Spite Historian cards. I know he got that Sleepy Dragon. It's not like I really had a play that beat Double Duskbreaker, though.
Shadowy thoughts. The shadows grow short.
I'm really confused why he's still in this game if he doesn't have Double Duskbreaker.
Darkness speaks.
I'm genuinely interested to see what he has. I guess he has Ysera cards still. Wow, it took him a really, really long time to play a card that just makes him dead on board.
Your victory proves
Wow.
nothing.
Okay.
Morgul versus Nemzi.
Let's have some fun.
I think I just want to mulligan for my transform effects. Got one of them. The rest of my hand is pretty underwhelming, though. Coin out the Acolyte here. Probably worth the card draw. I don't think holding the coin is that important in this matchup, but I definitely could be wrong about that. Hex is definitely a great card to find.
You're so sweet.
Morgul versus Uther. I will fight with honor.
I guess I'm looking for AoE, Jade Claws, River Croc. Devolve is actually really good against Paladin. I've lost to a lot of Paladins playing this deck, but I don't think I've ever drawn Devolve in a matchup. Let's go for the Claws here. Kills that, and probably kills whatever he plays this turn. Beckoner of Evil would have gotten wrecked by a Rockpool Hunter.
Are you my master?
Well, I'm winning the board so far, so there's that. Ace. Nice. So I clear with Maelstrom Portal here. Is that worth it? I can also leave just the 2/3 up if I want to just go for a Disciple of Cthulhu. I think I'm just going to go for Maelstrom Portal. Especially good if I hit the spell damage here. But yeah, I don't think Maelstrom Portal is like ridiculously good against Murloc Paladin. It's obviously solid, but it's not nearly as good against Murlocs as it is against dudes.
The light dims.
Now I can use this combo to take out the War Leader. I've also been able to keep my hand size down for Divine Favor, so that's nice. Gonna be real annoying if this is a redemption. Might even have to just devolve here. It makes both of these significantly worse. Probably makes this better, but I think it's still worth. Plus we're keeping that hand size down, which is nice. Then we get to drop the Vek'lor next turn, which is appealing.
The light dims, but we fight.
Reporting for duty.
Play the big Vek'lor. Do I want to make this hit? I guess I should. My goal is to just take as much crap off his board as possible. So even though that particular Divine Shield trade wasn't great for me, I think it was probably worth it. Definitely a Farsight. So do I want to go Devolve or Hex plus Jade Lightning? Hex Jade Lightning lets me keep a 3/3 in play, which seems nice, plus it gives me a 2/2. Devolve makes this a 1/1, but this is pretty risky. Let's just go Hex Lightning. Hex Lightning is clearly the better play for this turn, it's just a matter of which combination of cards is better going forward. And I'm not sure how good Devolve will be past this point, but it's always good against like Megasaur turns, that kind of stuff. Divine Favor for 1, get wrecked. This turn's a lot easier than the last one. Okay, here's the devolve. Yep, devolve for sure. Play a big guy. Take some stuff off of his board.
Put this apple on your head.
Juggler right to the face, no big deal. Or hit the best target. Didn't really matter. I guess hitting that was not that different than hitting either of these other guys. Easy. He's not dead here? He's gotta be close. 4. Nice. That was actually a cool game. I actually played quite a few games with this deck, but I was never able to get it to a point where I was really happy with it. As you can see, my win rate with the deck was not very good, and I think that's mostly just because the Cthulhu strategy overall is pretty weak. Playing a 2-mana 2/3 or a 4-mana 4/2 Divine Shield just isn't really good enough to contest what the other powerful decks in this metagame can do in the early turns. So usually you just die to aggro decks, or if you're playing against a control deck, your payoff is just Cthulhu. And if you're up against Warlock, this doesn't even do anything to their board of 2 Void Lords and 5 Void Walkers. Or you're up against Priest and they just steal your Cthulhu with Mind Control, or some Cabal Shadow Priest garbage. And if your Cthulhu gets stolen by a Priest, you can't even play Doomcaller, or you can't even use Doomcaller's Battlecry, because your Cthulhu never died on your side of the board, they just stole it. So the 2 big control decks don't care about your Cthulhu because they steal it or ignore it, and then obviously the aggro decks try to just kill you before that, because your early game Cthulhu stuff is just not powerful enough. But Twin Emperor Vek'lor is still a strong card. Grumble can pull off some pretty silly shenanigans, especially with Twin Emperor Vek'lor. And I'd say the Zola pulled her weight too. The Murmuring Elemental though didn't feel that great in this deck. Turns out just using it as another Cthulhu buffer is not really that powerful. I played a lot of games and I never got too farsight into this to combo it with Cthulhu, but I did combo it with Twin Emperor Vek'lor a few times, which was good. I did make some changes to the deck, but like I said, I'm not too happy with where it ended up quite yet. My first version over here on the side was playing Thrall and 2 Flametongue Totems, and I decided that those were definitely not good in the deck. You just don't consistently have a big enough board to support either of them. And I decided the deck doesn't really have room for a card like Acidic Swamp Ooze. Compared to the version I have now, I also cut the Healing Rain, and now I have a Twilight Elder, 2 Hot Spring Guardians, and 2 Acolyte of Pain. I think Acolyte of Pain is really good. The deck likes card draw because you really want to find these top-end cards, and if you don't have card draw, you're very often not really doing much in the mid-game. So Acolyte of Pain I like a lot. The Hot Spring Guardian and the Twilight Elder I'm not really sure about, but they're things that you can play on turn 3 against aggro, and I think the healing from Hot Spring Guardian is a little bit more flexible than Healing Rain, plus you can combo it with Murmuring Elemental if you really want. I also tried playing a small Jade Golem package in the deck, but then every time I drew both a Jade Golem card and a Cthulhu card, I just wanted to play the Jade Golem card instead, and that made me sad, so I just took the Jade Golems out. Not really sure where to go from here. I think it's probably not competitive because Cthulhu itself is weak, but the games where you get to play a 2020 Cthulhu are pretty satisfying, I guess.